Hey, Savage Slim. Savage Slim. Can I get a picture?
Get out of here. Paparazzi. What's happening? What's up with the what's up, everybody? It's your boy So Savage Slim in the building, back on the Fast Lane World Tour channel today. And we got another video for you. It's gonna be something a little different, so we're gonna, switch lanes on you real quick. So we're gonna talk about how you can unlock real wealth, not the flashy wealth like this big body Benz behind me, you know what I'm saying? But real wealth. We talking about 50K, 60K loans, given to you. We talking about higher credit limits, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned to the video coming up. Stay tuned to what we got coming up, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you leave a like in the video down below if you feel what I'm saying. And, we're gonna get to it, We out. So guys, we're going to talk about how your credit is calculated, right? And how your overall score is calculated, and what those credit factors are, right? So we're going to break that down and dissect that, individually really quickly, So first, 35% of your score makes up your payment history. Now your payment history is tracked and reported, every month. So let's say if you miss your payment, or if you're late, that will be reported and it will impact your score because that makes up, the majority of your score, which is going to be 35%. So you want to always stay on top of your payments. Next, we have 30%, and that's going to be your utilization rate, right? So that's going to be your debt to available credit. So let's say if you got like a $500 credit limit, you don't want to take that and max it out to $500. You want to always keep it below and low spending. I'll say keep it below 30%. So, you do the math, 30% of 500, keep below that point. And that's going to be good for you to keep improving your credit score. 30% is, what people generally say. I'll say keep it under 10% if you want to really impact your credit score. Keep it there for a couple months. You're going to see some improvement for sure. Next, we have 15% of your score is going to be the average credit age. Now, don't really worry about your average credit age because that's going to age over time. And your average credit age is basically, it's calculated by the median of your oldest and youngest credit accounts, right? So that's how it's going to be calculated. Next, we have 10%, which is going to be revolving installment credit. Now, revolving credit is basically credit cards, stuff that you have to pay off within 30-day time period. And installment credit is going to be like basically things that you can pay off monthly or over time, whereas revolving credit is things that you have to pay off, within 30 days. So knowing the differences between those two will improve your score by 10% because just having one type of credit will, it won't really, I'll say benefit your score as much. You just have to branch out and mix your credit up a little bit with those, car loans, those, cards and mortgages, I would say, to really impact and grow your score past 800, to get somewhere. That would be the best route. And then you have inquiries. Now, inquiries are like hard pulls, but I would say inquiries, that makes up 10% of your credit, right? But inquiries go away every 2 years, so don't really worry about that. And there's, two types of pulls. There's a hard pull, which is, when you fill out or you apply for, a car loan, or you apply for a mortgage, or you apply for a new car. That is a hard pull. Now, a soft pull is when you, get a pre-approval, or if you with a credit card company already and you want to see if you get a higher credit limit. That's going to be something we call a soft pull because that's not going to impact your score at all, whereas a hard pull will impact your score. So I'm gonna throw up a chart for you guys just to look at. You can screenshot it if you like to, but if you break it down a little bit further or you blow it up, it's not that real hard to understand. Once you get the system, to your advantage, you understand that you just mainly have to pay on time and then just keep your utilization low And then over time, you'll start to branch out and grow more cards and, understand that you can do more with this new capital that you have. So just understand that. Not too hard, guys. So I'm leaving here really quickly just in case you wanted to screenshot that also. But yeah, take a couple seconds and we're going to move forward. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about some terms, right? So we're going to throw some terms on the screen for you guys, like credit bureaus, right? Like derogatory marks, like VantageScore 3.0, like, what a FICO score is, what an APR, and all these little terms, that we see on the screen, we're going to really break them down. So, let's start off with derogatory marks, right? So derogatory marks is collections or unpaid goods or services, right? That could be things that you owe to someone, or, fraud accounts that's been taken out of your name and you really don't have nothing about. And derogatory marks can be disputed as inaccuracies on your account. And they can also drop within a certain amount of years as well. But yeah, I would recommend disputing those for sure if you have no knowledge about them. Just knowing that derogatory marks are, harmful to your credit score and you just want to dispute those or, get them off as soon as possible, or, I would say settle them also, whatever you can do, amend derogatory marks. Now, you have something, we have a credit score, right? So a credit score is basically, it calculates your credit factors to an overall score, right? So when most people say a credit score, we're mainly talking about, that score that we see on, Credit Karma, it may be, the Nerd Wallet or the Chase, Wise, so that's what we call a credit score, not so much what we call a FICO score, right? So a little bit difference there. I would say most people in general call their score, a credit score, but diving deeper, your credit score is actually your FICO score. A credit score is something that you see off of those little apps, which is somewhere you want to start credit, but not where you want to improve your credit, I would say. So we're going to dive into that a little further. Now your credit bureaus, right? So your credit bureaus is Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Now, credit bureaus are, where you see those numbers, right? So underneath on, let's say if you're using Credit Karma, you'll see, Equifax and TransUnion, and they'll display that your credit score, right? Now, that's basically information that's gathered on you, and you'll get a score based on your credit worthiness or your worthiness as a borrower, and your risk factors, I would say, right? So that's where you have the credit bureaus, right? Now, the credit bureaus is just a bureau that reports that information, right? And you have something you call a VantageScore, right? Now, VantageScore is how that information is calculated, right? So let's say if you're on Credit Karma, right? Credit Karma uses VantageScore 3.0, so they calculate that information that's the bureaus have a little differently, right? So it's going to give you a different score than you would see when you would apply for something like a credit card or a mortgage or a car loan, because that VantageScore 3.0 is a score that most lenders don't really use, right? Now, the score that most lenders use is going to be a FICO score, right? Now, a FICO score can be given to you when you apply for those cars or that mortgage or that auto loan. And you may see that number is a little different if you're using, Credit Karma. So it may surprise you when you, get that number back and it's not what you were expecting. Now, your FICO score is, what score the mainly 90% of lenders use. So that's the score that you really want to be looking at. Now, you can see that score from my FICO application, and Experian app is really good. That's very accurate. I back tested that. And that actually gives you the correct scores you need to get approved for the things that you want. So I would say pay attention to your FICO score if you're using the Credit Karma apps. And that's going to help you improve your score a lot further, than you really think. If you're looking to start learning credit, then I would say, start off with Credit Karma and those applications, because it's going to build your knowledge on what you can do with your credit, and unlock, those tools that you'll need to go further with, right? And then we have something like a secured credit card, right? So when we say secured credit card, that basically means that you have to put a deposit in for this credit card, right? It requires a payment for not just approval, I would say. Now, you're more likely to get approved, with a secured credit card than a regular credit card, since you're doing a deposit. But you get that deposit back, right? Now, many people forget to say that with secured credit cards, they sometimes unsecured. Now, I recommend Capital One, because Capital One is great. They credit cards unsecured, especially if you've done great with them. They'll be unsecured within like a year, right? So you get your deposit back and you get your credit limit increase, and it does unsecured, right? So I'll say start off with a secured credit card. Next, we have APR, right? So APR is basically the yearly interest rate, and what's really good about secured credit cards, or even 0% APR credit cards, is that you don't have to pay to own that card after having it for a year. Even if you didn't use it, it's still gaining more and more history on your credit. So always try to look for 0% APR cards, when you're shopping around. But if you're looking for more benefits like travel rewards, and things like that, then you may be looking at a fee with your APR. Next, we have authorized users, right? So authorized users is someone who has access to the owner's account's credit, right? And reported history, right? So having someone added as an authorized user, it don't really impact that owner's history. But let's say if you're added as an authorized user, then make sure that make sure the owner of the account has their history right and their payments right, because that will impact you positive or negative. So if they're paying on time and they have a long credit history, that will report on your credit account also. If they have a high balance on their credit card, that will report on your account also. If they have a high limit on their account, that will report to your account also, right? So you can use those things for benefits, or they can also impact you. So make sure that you have a good relationship with the account owner before you're looking to become an authorized user on their account. But yes, an authorized user can boost your credit score. Really use these tools verbatim that I'm about to tell you. First, start off with a secure credit card, like we talked about. Reporting to all bureaus, right? So certain cards don't report that information to all 3 bureaus, right? So make sure that you get secured credit cards that's going to report to all those 3 bureaus, so your score is impacted at the same time. You don't want to get a card that's reporting to one borough, because that means that whatever you do on that card, it only impacts one borough. And lenders look at mainly, I'll say, all your boroughs. I'll play it that route. They look at all of them. So make sure you get a secured credit card if you're starting out, or a regular credit card that report to all those bureaus. Next, make sure you're paying on time and in full, right? Now, pay on time, because we just went through it, it's 35% of your credit score. And let's say in full just protects you from that utilization rate. So make sure you're paying in full if you can. We'll recommend to keep the spend under 25%, generally, and I personally recommend keep it under 10%. Just keep it under 10%, because 10% is where I see the most improvements overall. And then apply for credit increases after 6 months of owning your card, right? Or 6 months after your account has reported, So I'll say apply for new credit increases after 6 months after having your card, or 6 months of your, account aging, right? Or apply for new cards if needed, right? So let's say if you didn't get that credit increase, but your score is pretty good, that you don't have that many inquiries on impact you, that much, or you got some falling off, then just, apply for a new card to see what happens. You may get, a higher credit limit than what your previous cards will offer, So sometimes doing that, you take your risks over rewards, especially if you know the system well and you know how your credit factors are calculated. Then, apply for a new card, but just remember that it does give you a new hard inquiry, so you just got to be prepared for that. But, just aging that account after another 6 months will just, improve. Now, I would say it's always best to apply for new cards, in my personal opinion, when you first starting out your credit. Because let's say if you have open for a longer period of time, then the newer cards that you add wouldn't impact your overall aging accounts, if that makes sense, guys. And then become an authorized user, So if you can become an authorized user with someone who has more history with you, with someone who has higher limits than you, and with someone who pays on time and in full, because that will for sure benefit your account, and you will, gain access to many of those same benefits that person has also, and, keep accounts open to grow history. So, you don't never want to really close an account, because that will close that history also, which will impact your overall credit age, because that's not reporting anymore. So make sure you keep your accounts open and in good standings, because that's going to be very important for your future, I would say. And then apply for different types of credit, because remember, your credit mix takes up 10%. So that's basically your different types of credit, was that revolving or your installment. So it's always best to have different types of credit reporting to your, reporting to those bureaus, because the lenders will, take you more as, serious than someone that's, with higher risk. So, different types of credit, which is going to be, the school, the car, and your house, type of loans, mainly installment. And then you have like the revolving, which is going to be your regular credit card. So reach out for different type of credit like that below. And then, pay off or dispute derogatory marks or collections, because those are always negatives on your account. So you for sure want to get those out the way, because once you get those out the way, then you're really going to see results. So you never want to push those behind, or say, yeah, I'm going to get that, or I'm going to get my taxes, or, I'm going to get my stems. You never want to do that. You just want to pay and be responsible, or, dispute it if there's any inaccuracies, because, once that falls off or once that's settled, then you're going to see an improvement regardless, especially if you put the work in. So, just make sure, if you're going this far, to leave a like if you enjoyed. Make sure to, comment down below if I helped you, because I do want to see results, for sure. And then, you always got to, subscribe if you want to see more and stay updated about, more credit information, or just, more cars and, the journey and overall. So, and, not to mention, if you want to stay further connected, you can always go to my Instagram account. That's going to be on the screen, and you can scan with your iPhone, actually, and it'll take you right there. So you don't have to take a picture. Just put it in front, guys. So, guys, thanks for watching the video this far. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you comment below if you want to add something. That's going to be much appreciated. Anything I missed, for sure. But I want to leave y'all with some more gems, a little hidden motivational speech or motivational rant, I would say. But most people think wealth come with an image, which yeah, you do get your luxuries, like your nice car and your nice house and your nice income and whatever it may be. But wealth has no image, and realizing that is going to allow you to build towards your I would say real uninfluenced goals. That's going to basically allow you to gravitate or move towards something that you want in life, no matter what it is, or something you want out of your future, I would say, so break down what it takes for you to get there. Don't focus on others, don't, get motivated by outside perceptions, focus on your motivations or what you want. If it's a car, break down what it takes for you to get there. Motivate yourself with it and never let up. You know, if it's a house, educate yourself on the process. You know, never let up. Continue to go at it. If anyone tell you to go anything lower, continue to go at it. Because, you know, you're going to get there regardless, as long as you continue to work for it, you know? And realizing that literally everything works on systems and everything is about systems. You just got to find a system that plays for you. And once that system plays for you, I don't even got to say anymore. You know, so I just leave those words of wisdom for you guys. And, you know, thanks for watching. We out.